Make some noise for the battle!
3 rounds!
3 rounds!
3 rounds of magical exchange about to go down Paradiso. Do not skip on that energy. Do not skip on that vibe. Please just give them that hype. Yes, sir. Who's son of a start?
Cebo wanted to do some stalking. So Cebo's pocket is really good. Really good. Even when he touches the ground, his where he decides to change level, it's always super well timed.
To the music, that is, yeah.
Not like necessarily from like a musicality perspective in terms of like him deciding to do something specific to a specific sound. I mean, he does that stuff, but like, I mean, like there's a sense of timing to where every song will uniquely fit itself where its notes land and where in dance music, everything's based around a groove, right? So the groove has a sense of timing where the beginning is and the end of the groove is, right? And your ability as a dancer to, even if you do the same step every single song, your ability to fit that when the one starts or when the way that groove carries itself, how much does it swing? How much does it shuffle? So it's like, in other words, like how far does it fall behind? How far does it push forward? Cebo has a really good pocket, and most of that probably comes to the fact that he's been dancing forever. So like the movements that he chooses to wear when he's dancing, it's like very easy for him to manipulate those tiny bits of fractions of a second to where you get a sense where he's always perfectly in the pocket. He's super athletic too, which hella helps. When you need to touch the ground and be in the pocket still.
Yeah, I took a class from him once and my legs got destroyed.
Yeah, he's super athletic. And Raza's pocket is also really good. It's not quite as seasoned as Cebo's, but it's really good. And it's gonna be better than Cebo's when he gets to Cebo's level of experience. But also Raza's a musician, so he has a pocket training that transcends just dance. And you can see it. His pocket's crazy. It's good. Broken beat. I kind of feel like broken beat shouldn't be played in house competitions, but it's not house music. Fucking play anything then. I mean, what makes house dance is the fact you're doing it to house music. So this is where, if I was to be like, have a gripe about Cebo in a competition setting, not at all as him as a dancer, is I've never seen him show weight in timbre.
I see.
Timing is fucking sick, but like you don't see the weight change of how heavy this song is versus the last song.
I see.
Like that kick drum is fucking heavy. The video doesn't really do it justice, but you are seeing him like expertly show the timing of all these other things and the syncopation. But like I don't see a heavier weight. And that might just be his choice, what he wants to do. He was dancing for fucking 1,000 years by this point, so maybe he was a little tired. I don't know. So even that was like way rudimentary for him, but like pocket for that little dynamic ground thing was dope. So let's see if Raza shows a heavier weight. Yeah, see, already Raza's showing a little heavier weight by just being in his heels. He's not putting a lot in his knees. If you put a little bit more in his knees and his heels, you would see it way heavier. But you can already see it a little bit. Really good timing. Fuck, man. See, and then he showed Cebo he can do the exact same touch as him. Ooh. Yo. Dynamic. And here's the thing is both guys are keeping a groove. A lot of people fucking throw the groove out the window to try to do all this technical bullshit. Like neither one gave up the groove. It's like I give Raza both rounds. See, he sped it up. He just sped the song up. Good song though. Dennis Ferrer. See what I mean? Like Cebo's deciding not to show the weight of the low end. He's on top. It's like an athletic approach to it. Good pocket. Smooth as fuck. His groove's not quite as good on this song. He's kind of moving through it a bit. His pocket's good. There we go. Look how athletic that is.
Yeah.
Yo, right there. For those of you who want to do dolphin dives, I fucking hate dolphin dives. I hate dolphin dives. I think they're so fucking dumb. Why I think they're dumb is because they're hell of a New York thing. And then when they got to Cali, everybody was fucking doing them. And I was like, Jesus Christ, can't we just do our own shit? I love New York. Come on. I want to have a sense of pride. But check this out. Watch. Here's the thing that no one teaches in dolphin dives. Because I used to do this, and Odie was really big on this. Shout out to Odie. When he goes in, his posture is hips out, chest out. So now he's creating this sense of angle and the anatomy of it. It's way easier to show an extension with your hip out and your chest open.
Yeah.
You have to have more oblique control, and you have to obviously be able to stretch against the lat on the open side, right? But then this allows you to create a much more of a scorpion by that leg shooting up and whipping down than you trying to do it how, like if you saw Kareem's in the previous round with me, it was like all from the back, like from his rear side. It's like, it wasn't a bad dolphin dive, but it's like, that's a fucking masterful angle. And that's the way you go in, you open it like that. And see how the other foot is already turned in to where he's going to make the shape. The bottom foot, his knees turned down. So it's into everything else is open. And then the anchor is turned down and he's going to turn into that. See, he turns into it. And then you get the Jodeci. Ooh, yeah. And the hip thrust. That's throw some dollar bills at that man. Like that's how you fucking do a dolphin dive. And then here's the other thing. And this is a testament to the athleticism. See how low his hands are in relation to where his hip is?
Yeah.
His hands are that's a deep press, like a deep.
Yeah, that's a lot on your shoulders, right?
A lot on your shoulders. Yeah. So that's a dolphin dive, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that was a really good anatomy breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing is like, just no one teaches dolphin dives to that degree. It's like, if you want to have someone do a really good dolphin dive, I feel like you should have them learn how to do a really good controlled cartwheel first. You know, because then you can get I see you can get that opening. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you can start to get them to learn how to lower themselves towards their hip. You know, because if you just try to have them crank the shit out of their back.
Yeah, because I feel like the way that you just explained it, how Cebo does it is there's actually a circular dive motion that's happening, pulls up, right? Versus just kind of like doing a plank into it.
Yeah, and a lot of people kind of look at it like you're kind of, like a dolphin, like you're dipping in and dipping out, but the anatomy of the anatomy of not having that on the side like that. And like when we were younger, and Odie was really good at this, but like the more you can open the chest up and even almost bridging, like you're kind of like almost going into a bridge, but then turning yourself back in, the cleaner things start to look. Because the anatomy of it is like, you want to create a high line, you can raise your foot up from the front of your hip way easier than you can trying to push it back, you know? You can go to the side too, but the front, it's like the further you can get your hip open to the front where the leg's coming up to come, I mean, yeah. And then him getting up, like he brings all the shit that's heavy. So his knees and his quads and everything, he brings all that into his core and presses up. Right. And that wasn't like the illest get up. You know, he probably could have done 1,000 other things and maybe that would have been cooler. And, you know, who knows like what was going on through his head or whatever to get to his next transition. But like the fact that he brought it underneath himself and then put his shoulders and head and everything on top, it's like that gives him the ability to be in pocket still. He never goes out of time. At least I don't think he does. Watch. Yeah, he gets up in time. It's not like heavy. Again, like I was saying, my one gripe was like he would never show the heaviness in the low end of the song. It's not really his style. At least I haven't seen him do a lot of that. Those shoes are hard to show heaviness in too, because they're wedged. They're like a runner shoe. They're meant to be like forward and light.
Yeah.
You could do it though, for sure. I think he even felt like he was like, all right, we'll see how Raza does. Good timing. He's looking fresh, looking good, looking ready to go. That's how I should have been looking. Yeah. So he's showing some athletics. There's nothing heavy to dance to, right? The bass is gone. Those Russian kicks are not great. Here, you want an anatomy breakdown? The timing was good, but mechanically.
It seems like his arms are too far out.
No, I don't think so. I think where he was struggling was the hip. So his arms, that's how he was able to create the spring, was the fact that his arms were out and he's able to bend in here behind the shoulder to create that spring where he's pushing himself back up. His struggle was, let's see if we can get this. He starts that motion of where the leg's going to come up, the hips are going to drop, and that's going to push into the springs of the shoulders. This leg in front is static. It needs to start underneath him, shoot forward. The hips come up, the leg should shoot forward so that his hips can spring underneath that. Then the leg will come up in contrast to the hips dipping down. The leg will come forward up towards his head. Then when he retracts, the leg comes back down. The other leg can then recenter itself underneath his hips. But instead, what you get is you get him raising his knee up, kicking, retracting, and putting the knee down. So you get an action like that versus a swing of a leg.
I see.
Like a whip. See?
Yeah.
If that other leg would have just came in underneath him, or he would have, instead of the knee like being like a blade that opens like this, if he would have whipped and used his hip to to offset the leg coming up and down, he would have had his timing was good, but like he could have been really pretty, like much prettier. And I don't know if Cebo ends up doing Russian kicks. I can't remember, but he has a different style of Russian kick than I would prefer, but like he has a really clean line compared to that.
Yeah.
But it's weird he didn't choose to be heavy on this one either. Very light. Maybe he's getting tired again. I don't know. I feel like he's not feeling this song as much. He's doing cool stuff, but I feel like he's just doing stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like doing stuff. It's clean. Good timing too. That was good. But yeah, just doing stuff. Both of them kind of just did stuff.